Hey y'all, it's Pam. Did you know Charlottesville is the 22nd best city to live in? And that is per livability.com. Not only that, we actually ranked by Kiplinger as Charlottesville is the happiest place in the country to retire. And in a top 10 list from livability.com, we are one of the 10 best places to retire. So that's what we're talking about today. What do you think? Let's dive right into it and see why so many people think Charlottesville, Virginia is the best place to retire. Reason number one, going right into it, obviously the scenic beauty and outdoor recreation. The activities abound for what your interests may or may not include. So you've got everything from stunning natural landscapes, the Blue Ridge Mountains, abundance of parks, hiking trails, and outdoor activities. And so here's a prime example. Let's say golf. Golf, hello, 10 courses within 15 miles of Charlottesville. 10 totally different courses, not cookie cutter, award-winning, phenomenal courses. Well, okay, some of them are not award-winning or phenomenal, but you can't always golf with a diamond. Sometimes you have to start with a piece of coal, and then you appreciate the diamonds. But not to mention, over 300 golf courses are in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Hey, thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I know you got stuff to do, places to be, people to call, people to text, probably golf to play. I don't know. But thanks for spending a few minutes with me. My name is Pam, and I'm with Living in Charlottesville, and this is my own little world on YouTube. I would love to connect with you and see what I can help you with. This topic today actually came because of a text conversation I had last night, and it was with a young lady who was looking at moving here, but not just her and her family. She's also wanting to know about her parents, and if I'm not mistaken, she also said grandparents. So that's a whole lot of retirees, and if the parents are not retired, they're probably going to be close to it because I'm not retired, but hey, tomorrow you don't know what it brings. I could be close to it too. So if I can help you with anything, hit my information. You have my text, email, phone number. Let me know. I'm happy to answer. And we're going to continue on with the next one. That is reason number two. So that is reason number two, which is the cultural and historical attractions that make retirement to the Charlottesville area. Now remember, I'm not saying necessarily in the city of Charlottesville, but retirement to the Charlottesville area, the metropolitan, and I use that very sarcastically, tongue-in-cheek, metropolitan area of Charlottesville. Okay, anyways, Charlottesville, as you know, has a huge, rich history, including connections with Thomas Jefferson, Monticello, the University of Virginia. We also have we have a ton of museums and historic sites. To tell you that, the accolades come in. USA placed Charlottesville as a top 12 place for book lovers. That for people who read know how big of a deal that is. It's also the top 10 book loving city per livability.com. And to prove that even more, we actually host Festival of the Book. So that is a yearly event. Actually, it's going to be coming up here in a couple of weeks. So if you have not heard about it and you want to come check out Charlottesville, it might be a really good reason to check it out. So Virginia Festival of the Book. There's a reason to retire here if you ask me. Just read all about it. So moving right along, reason number 3 why Charlottesville is one of the best places to retire, healthcare facilities. Now, and I'm not meaning this because if you're old, you have healthcare issues. It's the fact is, let's face it, things start wearing out. I have things wearing out, and if you ask my daughter, I'm old. If you ask my brain, I'm still 12, but that's a whole nother video. So Newsweek, remember Newsweek magazine? It's newsweek.com, has been for many years. They actually ranked Charlottesville's University of Virginia Medical Center as the number one hospital in Virginia in its World's Best Hospital 2022 guide. So yeah, it's a couple years old, but stuff like that just doesn't come and go. You don't just end up working and ending up being on the list, and then the next year you're like at the bottom of the list. UVA really strives to maintain the height, quality, cutting technology of all medical resources. I just was hearing about on our local news, a doctor who actually just invented a patch to help with the pain of dealing with cancer treatments. So again, health facilities, a huge bonus. Here's the other thing, the quality of healthcare facilities in Charlottesville. So obviously we have the University of Virginia Medical Center, but we have a second hospital. It's actually Sentara Hospital. Sentara is actually a not-for-profit. Please don't let that term fool you in in nonprofit. It is a not-for-profit. But again, it gives you options. The Sentara Hospital is actually located on Pantops. It's fairly new as far as hospitals go. It was recent. It was built, good gracious, I guess it's been about 10 or 15 years now. But it's placed on a hill on Pantops with outstanding views. All the rooms in Sentara Hospital here in Charlottesville are actually private rooms. So you go in there, you check in, I swear to you, the views you have in some of those rooms blow away hotels at $500 a night hotels. So we have 2 facilities, UVA Medical Center and Sentara Hospital as well. Here's the other thing. We also have a lot of medical centers scattered around throughout. Well, what does that matter? Well, UVA and Sentara have facilities, medical centers that go all the way north towards Northern Virginia. They go all the way east towards Richmond, all the way west, all the way east towards Richmond. See, now I'm losing my place. All the way west over into Stanton, Augusta. So it's not like you have to go into the UVA hospital. They have medical centers throughout, and all of them have phenomenal teams, phenomenal doctors, and everything attached to that. So you don't have to do the schlep thing and come in just because you're a retiree. You don't have all the time in the day. You got golf to play and books to read. So yeah, so do remember that. The other thing, in case you did not know, Charlottesville also has a VA clinic. Now the VA hospital is located about an hour and a half away in Richmond, Virginia. But we actually have a very active VA clinic, large VA clinic, that is also up on Pantops. So again, you don't have to take out your entire day or worry about your health care because you served your country. So yeah, great health care. Another reason to think about Charlottesville for retirement. So coming up, number 4, the reasons I think this is a phenomenal area to look at with retirement is because of the vibrant community and social opportunities that abound. We're talking big. Between the location, so again, Charlottesville is going to be about an hour and a half from, depending where you're going into Richmond. It's about it's about 2 hours away from DC, 2 to 2.5 hours from DC. So those are going to be the extra big Mecca areas that you can travel to. but we have tremendous local opportunities. We have a huge active community of retirees in the Charlottesville area with various clubs, social events, everything you can imagine. The number one thing that comes to mind is the center. The center. So it actually is our newer, again, it's all relative, our newer senior center, but it's called the center. Check them out. Check out the sample of their example day. All of these items are things you can do. Everything from language classes, learning about travel, learning about retirement financing. Oh, and I'm sure there's a golf lesson in there, and there's a book club, and some really cool ones too. They have a very active LGBTQ community with the center as well. So some communities that you didn't even know about, the center really does open their arm and embrace everybody. Also, education in our area. So with the center, you're also going to have lots and lots of education opportunities. And for meeting people, it's a huge welcoming atmosphere and opportunities abound for friendships. The other thing I want to tell you about is Charlottesville is the multiple winner of National Geographic Happiest Places to Live. Not once, not twice, multiple times. So again, this comes directly with you, especially if you're in retirement. I'm a few years off, but I can see it. My daughter has relocated, so we don't have a lot of family. So to be able to be in a place where I'm connected, I have friends, I have resources is really on my mind, and that's another reason why I wanted to do this video. Charlottesville is a huge welcoming atmosphere with plenty of opportunities to pick up education, make friendships, and be community oriented. As much or as little. Again, I'm not here to judge. If you don't like people, and I get that sometimes, I understand that, but there's other opportunities. But some of the things that happen here, we talked about the center. Well, there's also other activities. We have a ton of museums. For example, there is the Frolin Museum of Art at UVA, the Kluge-Ruhe Aboriginal Art Museum, the Albert and Shirley Small Special Collections Library at UVA. And another opportunity that abounds here because of our connection with UVA is OLLI, and that's OLLI UVA. So OLLI at UVA, and that is the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute at the University of Virginia. It provides university level, small, short classes for those who want to continue learning in their later years. It also provides a lot of other opportunities as far as travel, again, friendship, seminars, everything. So OLLI is another huge reason that it makes vibrant community and social opportunities for retirement here in Charlottesville. So I love to talk about the food and the amazing food we have available. Well, that's coming in. Reason number 5, dining and entertainment. There is an amazing, diverse group dining options, from local eateries, fine dining, everything in between, whether it's getting a bagel for dinner for $5 at Bodo's Bagel, or whether it's going to the Marigold to celebrate a retirement, or celebrate a birthday, to celebrate something, upper. So you have the full gamut, and it's available. Check out these recognitions. I'm just going to run through these real quick. It is one of the 5 best wine road trips in the USA from Food and Wine magazine. It's one of America's next great food cities. It has won one of the top 7 wine regions to visit from wine country, one of the best small cities for foodies, a college town in America, one of the best college towns in America for food and drink, a top 5 American foodie city. I had no idea all these things existed. It is and it came in number 14 with cities and it came in at number 14 for cities with the most restaurants per capita. And just happened, Charlottesville area and the Monticello American Viticultural Area, the AVA, have won the Wine Region of the Year from Wine Enthusiasts in 2023. So we took the top prize. So what are you going to say? You go play golf, you read some, and you go out and you taste a few, different tastings of wine. Sounds like it's a great life to me. Let's see what's next. So reason number 5 was dining and entertainment. We talked about the dining. What about the entertainment? No matter what your preference is, you're going to find everything. We have music options and venues for every taste possible. I just pulled up for the next couple of weeks just to get an idea. I found bluegrass. I found chamber music, symphony music, and actually rap, all within a span of 2 weeks. So again, no matter what really fills your cup and makes every day a special. We have the entertainment. There's a ton of different spaces, a ton of different venues, from the very, very large John Paul Jones JPJ Arena at the university down to the Paramount, which hosts lectures. They rebroadcast classic movies. They bring Broadway into the area. So does JPJ, quite honestly. But there's so much to do as far as dining and entertainment, and no matter what your options or what your preferences are. Okay, so the next one is affordability and quality of life. Now, if you've checked out some of my other videos, pros and cons, living in Charlottesville or Albemarle County, the affordability of Charlottesville, you'll know that this is a hot button because we do actually see a lot of retirees moving out of the direct Charlottesville area because of affordability. It depends where you're coming from and going to. For example, if you're coming from a major area, if you're coming from New York, if you're coming from San Francisco, if you're coming from San Antonio, Texas, someplace where there is a real cost of living issue, then it's either going to be a parallel moving to Charlottesville, or potentially you're going to see a dip. I know I've expressed before, I've had a couple of my clients who have moved out here from the San Francisco area and absolutely 100% love it because their cost of living just nosedive. Everything from the cost of insurance for their cars and their home to the insurance and the cost for gas and groceries. So again, it just depends where you're coming from and for. So cost of living, I would say it's up in the air, but quality of life, holy crap, no, hands down, spot on, amazing quality of life. You have a strong sense of community here in Charlottesville, and you have access to amenities that just really increase the overall well-being for retirees. Honestly, they increase the everyday living for anybody who lives here. It's not just retirees, but I know some people very specifically wondering about retirees. Here's another one, talking about the quality of life, and I've mentioned these as well before. We have and this is one that it comes from my soul. We have access to Amtrak, the train, and we have access to CHO, which is our Charlottesville Albemarle Airport. Why is that a quality of life issue? It means I don't have to drive 3 hours in DC traffic to get on a plane 3 hours early after spending 3 hours trying to get through the airport. I can very easily show up an hour before my flight that goes out of Cho. They have Delta and they have United. So I can go to any of their hubs, whether it's Chicago, New York, DC, Atlanta, Charlotte, huge hubs. But I don't have to do a lot of schlep to do that. Our Amtrak station services 3 major lines. So no matter where I want to go. So if I want to take a train, I just get dropped off with an Uber down at the train station and just head on out for enjoyment. I expressed not 2 months ago, a good friend and I actually took the train up to New York, where we then took an Uber and got on a cruise ship. And then we actually cruised into Miami. It was a repositioning cruise. And then we flew home. So simple, so easy. Didn't have to worry about parking cars anywhere and paying $10, $20, $30 a day, or worry about them getting broken into, or inconveniencing any of our friends or family. Easy peasy. So that makes part of the quality of life. Well, there you go. We went over the top 7 reasons why I think Charlottesville is an outstanding choice. And when I say Charlottesville, again, I'm not talking small donut hole Charlottesville. I'm talking the entire Charlottesville area, whether that is Albemarle County, whether that is Greene, whether that is Fluvanna, Nelson is a big one. I think the whole area, just depending what you're looking for, gives you the options without cutting out anything. Amazing medical care, amazing social abilities, amazing entertainment possibilities, and then physically just being located in such a stunning area where if you want to go take a simple walk up Saunders Mountain, which is a disability certified because it's less than a 5% grade. If you want to go take an easy hike on a paved path, you can do that. If you want to go play golf, you have so many options. I encourage you to consider it. And I also encourage you to check out some of my other videos. Check out pros and cons of living in Charlottesville. Check out the pros and cons of living in some of the other areas, or the affordability of living in Charlottesville. All of those wrapped together. Plus, you can drop me a note, give me a call, shoot me a text. I actually am the one who answers all of my correspondence. It's really me. I really live here. This is not AI, but this is definitely needing a haircut. So I'll be trying to do that this week. Let me know how I can help you. And if this has helped you at all, I would love your thumbs up, because again, I swear to you, when I'm taping these for you, I swear nobody is ever going to see them or watch them. But if this has helped you at all, I would love your thumbs up. And I would love your suggestions on what I can bring to you next. So until next time, I hope that you reach out and that you have a phenomenal day. And thank you so much for your time. Talk to you soon.